live. Make sure your Wi-Fi is turned off. Hey guys, hey YouTube. So, it is a lovely Sunday. I just got done with Ward Prayer, and I decided that I would do a Let's Talk on things to do when you're sad. I just remembered that I actually wanted to do this as a better video, but I'm just going to do it this way, because, I don't know, it'll probably get done a lot sooner this way. And putting it into a list would be a little bit awkward, because I feel like a visual list with, like, acted out skits or something is gonna be... This is something that's kind of very specific to you. So first of all, I just want to say that, like, if I'm doing this, most of the time I'm actually happy. I'm just thinking about something. Some cool new idea or thought, what's going on in my life. Sometimes maybe I'm sad. You know, I'm working on going on a mission at the end of the year, and I'm currently not worthy because of an issue. If you want to know more, go watch When Green Died. And there's a few other videos about my smoking issue. It's not smoking, but that's what I call it, because it kind of fits the bill. So sometimes I'm not having a good day, but most of the time I'm just deep in thought about something. If you ask me to smile, you're going to probably get this, because that's my smile. If I'm really happy and laughing and having a good time, I'll do that, which I sometimes do in my thumbnails, because I do want to, because I'm realizing that this doesn't really seem super happy, and so I'm trying to put, not necessarily a facade, although right now my life is definitely not as happy as it has been in the past, and it will be great once I finally squash the smoking problem. But, you know, I do that to let you guys know that I'm happy, and I'm glad that I'm doing this video, and I really enjoy this. So, yeah, oh, and by the way, this works for happy. There are several times where I've been at the dollar store at work, and, you know, there's a baby crying, and, you know, mom parks the stroller in such a position that I can see the baby, and so I just smile at it. And they will a lot of times stop crying, and sometimes smile back, but they kind of stop. It just gives this happy, nice facade. So, things to do when you're sad. Maybe your girlfriend broke up with you, you lost your job, who knows. First of all, it kind of depends on the situation. But, there was one other video that I shared with, I think, one of my cousins and maybe a friend who I think they kind of suffer from depression, which I could probably very well be suffering from that sort of a thing too, but I'm not going to go and get tested for that, because what's the point? If I haven't been tested for depression, well then I don't have depression, and it's not serious enough that I'm going crazy or insane. End of story. And there is a... It's not going to work for you guys. There is... Yeah, you guys can't see it, but there's a little bit of a light on the hill that looks... Usually I see like... oh, come on. I can't get my camera to... There we go. Zoom all the way out and turn around. Usually it looks like a little campfire, but this is looking weirder, more elongated, like a string of lights. But anyway, so... but the video that I shared was by... Dang it, Prince comes to mind, but it's not him. It's this guy who's done some, like, raps about the school system and the economy, and they're, like, very good, and they have a good point and message. But, so in this video, he talked about clouds going by and coming as sadness, like, the cloud comes, and then it goes. You just remember that sadness comes and goes, is what his point was. I forget exactly how he said it, but it kind of doesn't work like that, as my cousin put it. She's like, thank you, it shows how nice of a person you are for thinking of me, but it kind of doesn't work like that. So I would kind of morph that a bit, and this probably might not even work too for depressed people, but what I say is, it's not just that the cloud comes and goes. You got to remember that. You got to say, oh, I've been sad in the past, and then it cleared up and I got over it. So I was sad and then it went away. And so you just have to remember that there was a time, who knows how long ago, hopefully just a few days ago, where, or even a few hours ago, where you were happy. And just remember that you have been sad in the past and that it's gone away. And if you remember that, I think there's still a bit of hope, and you will probably hopefully make it out of this. But some other things, some very important things to do. Start with thinking about things that you can do. Don't think about your dating relationship or necessarily your loss of money because you don't have a job. That one you kind of have to. But if it really affects you, take a little bit of time to recover and recuperate before you start your job search. I mean, well, you can start immediately if you want to, start looking on, but make sure you take some time to rest, recuperate, and recover, and think about things that you can do. And don't think about things that are going to expire or end eventually. Think about them now. Like, let's see here, can I? There's no way I'm going to show you this, but, can you jump off of the sidewalk? Yes. Good, that's one. Here comes another sidewalk. Can you jump onto the sidewalk? Yes. You have the ability to walk places. Yes. Can you breathe? Can you sleep? I would say, can you dream? But your dreams could be nightmares at this point. If you've lost your job, think, are there people that you could go to for help? Hopefully, yes. Great. Can you still, at this point, after losing your job, go into the cupboard and, grab a cup of ramen or something and eat it? Yes. Well, okay, then, make that last. That gives you some time to find a new job. Think about the things you can do. And then, depending on your monetary situation, do things that you want to do. Sort of. There is a point, though. You don't want to do things that are wrong. Definitely don't do things that are, mean and angry and, I want to go punch everybody right now. Don't do stuff like that. Don't do stuff that go against your own moral values. I mean, on one hand, I kind of want to say, if it's something you enjoy doing, no matter what it is, go do it. But then on the other hand, too, I'm a Mormon, member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That's their full and proper name. I would, we don't smoke. So, I mean, if smoking makes you happy, then you could go and take a smoke. But it's not really good for you, and so I wouldn't do that. There are better things to do. But, kind of keep that in mind. I'm sure there are some situations where you went to take a smoke, and then after that you didn't smoke anymore, but that smoke picked you up for that day. It's different for every situation, so we're going to end that little chain and go back to the main one. But yeah, just think about things you can do, and do things that you want to do. And sometimes there are things you're going to have to do, if you're the only person in your house, well, yes, you have to make yourself some food. You have to go through the work of ordering food. If you're like, I'm too sad to cook, you could eat out. But even then, you have to go through the process of ordering the food and having it delivered to your house or whatever. So there's some things you have to do, but think about things that you want to do. You're feeling sad and you want pizza? Well, order pizza. If you don't have the money for it, then obviously don't. But think about it. Seriously, do things you want to do. Go to the arcade and spend a bunch of money. Do things within reason. But just build up this list of things that you can do. Try and spend time with friends. I mentioned this when I broke up with, in the video, Let's Talk When I Broke Up with when my girlfriend broke up with me. At least, I hope I mentioned this. But during that time, I was also going through some tough troubles, kind of being mean to myself, why are you smoking? You're a bad person for that. And it was so tough for me that I went to a soccer activity that a bunch of people from the ward were doing, even though I don't like soccer. I kind of did when I was a kid, but not anymore. But I went. Because being around other people is better than being all alone, which is interesting because I recently watched a few videos on introverts, and I'm like, oh, that's me. So, yeah. It was pretty dark and tough, but also doing things that you're already kind of supposed to be doing, that kind of looks cool with the way the light shines. It's almost like the sun, but it's not. But if, for me, I was reading the Book of Mormon every single day, At the time, I think I was also doing New Testament and Doctrine and Covenants as well. I need to go finish those. But I was doing that and spiritual things here and there. I was going to church the whole time. There's a song that I like, except for one little part. It is Waiting for Love by Avicii. And in the chorus, it says, like, Monday left me broken. Tuesday I was through with hoping. Wednesday my arms were left wide open, waiting for love, waiting for love. Let's see. Thursday something. Friday I'm burning like a fire, gone wild on Saturday. Guess I won't be going to church on Sunday, I'll be waiting for love. That's the first mistake. Seriously. There is, well, I guess it kind of depends on what church you go to, but in the Mormon church, this also depends on the members too. And so, like, hopefully most members are good, and, you know, most of us are. But, like, that's a good place to feel love. So, if you've got any sort of religion or things that you regularly do, make sure you don't stop doing them. That can be one surefire way for your life to fall apart. If you're too sad to pick up and read the Book of Mormon, the Bible, whatever scriptures you read daily, right now, Satan's going to grab you and pull you down, and you might never pick that book up ever again. What time is it? Sprinklers shooting through the fence. Okay, we're good now. You might never pick that up again, and that's going to be really detrimental for you. So, like, maybe. There, you guys can kind of see the light now. It seems a little bit too oblong for a fire. But yeah, make sure that you keep actively doing those things and don't give up on them. Remember, like we talked about just a minute ago, the things that you can do that make you happy. More sprinkler. Do things that you want to do. Just spend time with people too. There's this really great picture I like that it's on Facebook, but I don't know where it originated. If you guys want to actually see this, let me know, and I'll put a link to it on Facebook in the description below or some other site. But it's basically two people talking, and one person, you know, says, "Hey, are you okay?" "No." "Is there anything I can do to help?" "I don't know." "Well, hold on. Hey, I made you a nest. Do you want to come?" "Sure." So then they go over, and there's this pile of blankets, kind of making like, almost like a little cave, it looks like. And the person climbs in. "Does this help?" "Yes." "Are you ever coming out?" "No." "Hold on a minute." And so then the person who made the nest climbs inside with the sad person. This is just kind of sad, but at the same time happy, and just so I'm going to wrap it up here because I can tell I'm getting to the point where I'm repeating myself. But in recap, first of all, think about things that are going good and happy. And oh yeah, this is the thing I need to add. When you're sad, you are probably going to pick out a lot more things that are sad and be really, really, really hit about them. Much more so than if you've experienced this before. And, you know, like, at least for me, and I'm sure most people this way, if you had an animal that died, and then, like, 15 years later, a friend or family member has their pet die, you're going to feel a little bit more empathy and whatnot than... I'm actually going to take my camera out and get a picture of this light in a minute here, but my good camera. So, but anyways, oh, and if you want to see that, let me know in the comments below, and I'll post it on Facebook. But so if, you know, then so you're going to feel more empathy if you have gone through the experience before. But it's not going to be as bad, you know, as if you're currently sad, even if it's years later and your pet hasn't died. Because for me, you know, when I was going through a tough time, and then all of a sudden, like, all these sad things just came out of the cracks, and Facebook, and my cousin's dog died, and, you know, instead of, oh, that's sad, feel very sorry for you, I know what it's like to lose a pet, and move on, it's like, oh my goodness, their dog died, and an anvil falls on my head, and smacks me in the heart, and it's not fun. At all. Especially when you're this guy who doesn't like any form of pain at all, even emotional pain, and who like seriously just decides to go back to work the next day after the funeral of his own father because he doesn't want to feel any sort of pain whatsoever, which for me that kind of sort of worked. I did get enough time to grieve. There's a video on that if you want. But so remember, first of all, kind of try and avoid sad situations when you're extra sad. Think about things you can do, like jumping up onto the sidewalk or waking up in the morning. You know, you have food in your house, things like that. Do activities that you enjoy doing as long as they don't conflict with what you believe is true and right, and with like how much money you have and like the resources and things that you have available to yourself. And yeah, oh, and make sure that you still do the religious things that you're supposed to do, going to church and stuff. Maybe spend more time with friends and family to make sure that you're, you know, I don't know, they might be able to help you in certain ways. Oh, true, don't be afraid to ask for help as well. This is one thing that I'm sure could be actually quite useful. And there might have been times where I didn't ask for help when I probably should have. I can't think of any off the top of my head. But don't be afraid to ask for help. I think if you know that, like, for the lose your job example, it can be comforting to know that you have help, but also to know that you're kind of, like, willing to, you know, ask for it. And, you know, be like, hey, uncle or whoever, friend, I don't have anything to eat. Could you loan me even just $5 so I can go to McDonald's? I don't know, but that's it. I'm going to end my thoughts there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully I'm able to make some people happy. If you have any other thoughts or inputs that are positive, leave them down in the comments below. You know, let me know what you've done to make yourself happy when you're sad. Because I would like to know other people's opinions too. Yeah, anyways. Thank you guys so much for watching. And again, if you guys would like to see quality as good as I can get with my 30x zoom HX9DV camera, let me know in the comments below, and I'll send you guys a link. See you guys later.